Welcome back to another episode of Opinionated Off Topic. I'm here with my co-host Cam. Where exactly are we? We're not in Phoenix.
Right now we're in
Mesa, Arizona. We're at the Rue Studios with Kaimon. This episode is brought to you by Anchor and Cloudy. We'll tell you about those here in a little bit. But thank you for having us.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for letting us use your space and being here.
Great to have you all, for sure. Been talking about it for a minute, so yeah, it's really good to get it.
Yeah, because funny thing is, we shot this last December, but when we shot it somewhere from the audio transferring somewhere else, the file got corrupted. And then you live in Phoenix, we live in Austin, so we're like,
it's just hard to.
We couldn't really plan to do another one, but
it's honestly better now. There's
more to talk about.
Way more to talk about.
So.
And if you guys don't know what the space is, this Kaimon studio where he works, makes his music, engineers, masters, produces, does it all. He's like his own one man army. So
you're a young Russ, huh?
Young Kaimon.
Nah, yeah. I mean, I feel like Russ is like 3 years older than me or something, but he's a pioneer in it for sure. Definitely in that same lane, trying to be, as far as a musician, just like trying to be independent, make sure that I'm in complete control of everything I'm doing. And making sure that that's like at a high level, you know, because really what I'm doing anybody can do, but just trying to make sure I do it.
Do it right.
Yeah, do it right.
Yeah.
Well, before the music, before the fame, who is Kaimon? Where'd you grow up? Where are you from?
All right, so from small town, Brownwood, Texas, West Texas. Little football town. Like when you think of like Friday Night Lights, like pretty much exactly.
That's what you
exactly
think
like that. Like, yeah, that was life growing up. Just grew up athlete, football player. Went to college and played football and stuff. Which is where I met Cam. Fort Lewis.
Go Skyhawks.
Little Durango, Colorado.
Y'all claim that place still?
I mean, it's beautiful, but living there, no shot.
I mean,
playing there.
I'll always like. Now at this point,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I'm proud of it, just because like that whole experience, because of everything that happened there. Like that whole experience is what got me here ultimately. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was so much that happened while I was there. Like which in the moment I like hated almost every second. Like almost from the moment I got there, all I was thinking about was when I was gonna leave.
Yeah. Facts.
But looking back now, I'm like, so much happened there that if that would have never happened, I'd have never got like on the music path probably, which is like I feel like the path for me. So yeah, definitely still claim it.
So when you growing up, you played football. When you played in high school, did you start all 4 years? Because I mean, y'all are big for football and.
Yeah. So I grew up in like the town right next to Brownwood called Early. It's even smaller. It's crazy. But I transferred to Brownwood my freshman year in high school. So then I was ineligible for varsity sports for a full calendar year, and then once I became eligible for varsity sophomore year, so it was like 6 weeks into the season. From that point on, I started. So like half of sophomore year, junior and senior year.
That's what's up.
Nice. Yeah. Did you get any accolades there or no? You hold any records?
Nah, no records. Nothing legendary. I was good. But like no accolades. And I wasn't like all state or nothing like that. Like nothing crazy.
It's okay. Cam wasn't either.
Yeah.
It's fine. Some dogs though.
Just all district type of stuff.
That's nice.
Got a little scholarship out to little Fort Lewis, and then transferred to Little Angelo State. Got a scholarship out there.
Did you go to them, or did Fort Lewis come to you? Or
so Fort Lewis came to me. That was the thing. Is like my whole like I don't know if I had a big head or what, because I was starting as a sophomore. But like I just always thought I was going D1. Like I always thought I was good enough to. And I was talking to schools like my junior, well after my sophomore year, like junior and senior year. was talking to schools. I thought I had at least 3 offers in the bag for sure going into my senior year. Excuse me. So any attention that I was getting from D2s, I really wasn't like responding to. Then when it came down to like the end of the line, and still had no offers, I was like, damn, I really need to figure out what I'm about to be like. I need to talk to somebody, I guess. So I started trying to reach out to these D2s. Some of them hit back, some of them didn't. Like, because the D1s was like preferred walk-ons, and I just had like for some reason I had this like image in my head, like I needed a scholarship. Like, I don't know, it was dumb. And so it was like after signing day, Fort Lewis called. Like a day or two after signing day, Fort Lewis calls, and I'd never even heard of them at all. They like offered me like as soon as they called, offered me. And thought about it for a long time because I'd never pictured myself going like all the way to Colorado, like leaving and being like 13 hours away from home. So thought about it for it was like a week or two. Like thought and prayed about it a lot because I was gonna go to Abilene, play at Hardin Simmons because that's where like my best friend was already going. And like one morning, like randomly woke up, and like it just like the first thought I had in my head was like, yeah, I'm going to Fort Lewis. And like I never even like had a second. I never felt differently about that decision. Like once I woke up, felt like that was what I needed to do, and then that was just where it went. It was crazy because that was like a Tuesday or Monday, I think, that like I woke up, felt that, made the decision. We set up like a little like signing day and stuff at the school, and then it was like the morning of the signing day. I get a call, and it was from Midwestern State, and they were like, we still have some money left. We had some guys not come through that we thought were going to come through. It was like a little partial that they offered me, and I was like, I would have much rather went to Midwestern State like from the jump, but like I was like literally the morning that I was about to sign, so I was like, nah, can't.
At least you're loyal.
Yeah.
For like wanting to go there, like at least you're loyal and stayed like with Fort Lewis. Did you even go on a visit or anything?
No visit, nothing.
That's crazy.
Like,
so you didn't even know what the school looked like. You're just like, I'm going here.
That was the thing. So I signed, right, and then I signed. Signing days in the spring. Spring break was like right around the corner after I signed. So I signed. Me and my dad take a road trip out to Durango to go see everything. Bro, we got there that first night. First thing we did is drive up to go look at the football stadium. We pull up, and we're like, "Is this it?" We weren't sure. Pull up to like the end zone gate right there where the parking lot is, and we're looking, and I was like, I remember like the feeling like that I had, and I knew my dad had it too, and I was just like, and like from that moment on, it was like, all right, how can I get out of here?
Yeah.
Like,
so y'all's football field is kind of by the high school field.
Yeah.
Did you like look at the high school field like maybe that's it? Or did we like you knew that was the field?
You had to like look down the. Are you talking about in Durango?
Yeah,
yeah, because you had to like look down the hill and then you can see Durango.
Because like it's a turf field, stadium,
like
lights, and like.
I'm trying to think because I really don't remember if we did or not. I think because whenever we first pulled up, I do remember looking up to make sure that was like the field. But I don't remember if I confused like the high school field for it or not. But I remember I was like, this can't.
Because when I went to go visit him, like that's what I thought in my head, and I was like, "Is that your field?" He was like, "No, that's the high school field. This is our field." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, bro, it was crazy. Like coming from, which we didn't play in front of like a crazy amount of fans in Brownwood, but coming from even what we did play in front of on Friday nights to go into what like the environment that we played in up there, I was just like. Wow, like they really do not care about football up here.
I've never asked him, but like, what was y'all's crowd size? Like, what would it be?
It was never nothing crazy. I mean, probably like
maybe a couple hundred people.
I mean, when we played my senior year, go ahead.
There was times that it was like packed.
Yeah,
for sure. But like on a regular, like especially whenever I first got there, and we were just trash.
Yeah.
like literally, bro, it was it was crazy. It was
Yeah.
like 50 people out there, just like playing like it's like a scrimmage. You know what I'm saying? Like just
That's
chilling.
insane.
Yeah.
You probably had more people at Brownwood than you.
Yeah.
You definitely had more people
Definitely.
at Pflugerville.
Yeah.
Just the Pflugerville
I
side.
honestly think too is like the time. Like we played at like noon
Yeah.
every time, and then it's like also it's like Durango. So like on Saturdays people go hiking, fishing. Like they do a bunch of other things that aren't like football
Yeah.
related, and then so like wasn't popping. Like the most crowded game we had probably was my senior year. We played Highlands on a Friday night at the high school. It was packed. The most we were.
We had a game on national TV my freshman year on a Thursday,
Was that game packed?
and it was packed.
Yeah.
It was packed, but like we got our asses kicked.
What doesn't
Right.
help y'all is there's no lights. Like,
Yeah, bro, that's
all
so
the games are like
the game,
11
so the
noon.
game was a night game, nationally televised, but CBS had to bring in their own light stuff to have so that we had lights on the field. It was like
Who'd y'all play?
Mines, School of
Was
Mines.
that DeVorek's freshman year? When he won
like
the Harlan Hill?
redshirt freshman year.
Yeah, when he won the Harlan Hill.
Lil Manziel, bro. He's
Yeah, he's
crazy.
cold. He was so cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. So you were there for how many years?
2. This is my freshman and sophomore year.
And then
sophomore year, like, tore my shoulder up. Realized, like, for sure that was not where I wanted to be. Because I had almost made the decision to stay. Like, I knew I didn't want to be there, and then I almost made the decision to stay because of, like, so our coach Crawford that we had. But then, like, I was real tight with Cam and the other guys his age. And then the guys that were a year older than me, I was real close with. But then the guys that I came in with, like, I'm still pretty close with a bunch of them too. So it was hard, like, to leave. And I wasn't going to until whenever I tore my shoulder, like, and didn't have football anymore, I realized, like, how much I just didn't enjoy what I was doing, like, just being in Colorado. So then transferred, started looking around for places to play. Had pretty much made the decision that I was going to stay home for a semester and then end up walking on at Texas Tech. And Angelo State hit me up one day and ended up going and visiting there. And like they offered and stuff while I was on the visit. And just for whatever reason that not for whatever reason. I ended up doing that. I just felt like I was like, damn, okay. Because initially they had told me that I would be able to redshirt if I needed to, because I didn't know if I was going to be ready to play or not. But then I ended up playing my junior and senior year there at Angelo.
You had enough film time where like they saw enough to like, all right, yeah, we want you.
Yeah, I had
What game did you get hurt in your sophomore year?
In the Pueblo game.
It's like, how deep was that into the season?
That was like,
Like
we
the
were
6th or
like
7th game.
we were like 4-1 because we had lost to
We lost the opening game.
we lost to Montana State and then we won the next 3. And we were like 4-1, or we won the next like 4. And we were like 4-1 because we were like good.
Yeah.
And then
Then-
it was like game 5.
The game before I got hurt, one of our other starting safeties got hurt. Same exact injuries I had. He dislocated his, but had the same exact injury. Then the week after, I get hurt. We had 2 of our starting safeties down. Then, like, I don't even know, something else happened. But
So you had about 15 games.
yeah, which I only missed 2 games, and then came back and played the last 2.
Yeah, 'cause you had a pick against Adam State. It was like towards the end of the year. I remember.
Yeah, I missed
Yeah.
missed 2 games, came back and played the last 2, I think.
And so from there, did you have to get that redshirt? Or did you start like your junior year?
So I didn't start my junior year. So what was crazy was my junior year at Angelo ended up playing out almost exactly like my freshman year at Fort Lewis. Like I got to start a few games, but I played like all on special teams and just tried to make a bunch of plays on special teams. And then my senior year at Angelo was like my sophomore year at Fort Lewis. Like I was kind of the man. Like came in starter. Like I was kind of like solidified in my position. But then it was like, then it was just over. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like at Fort Lewis, it was like right whenever I first like had just kind of gotten to where it was like, okay, like now it's my time. Then I went to Angelo, like reset, and then same thing happened. But yeah, so I didn't start my whole junior year. some games, and I started my whole senior year.
Did you get a pro day off or anything? Because I know he was telling me like Mines held theirs and like had to get recommended by a coach or something. You had to if you don't get offered.
Yeah, so that was with the Lone Star. Every year, the coaches got to select players from their team. Like it had to be seniors, but the coaches could select players from their team, and everyone would work out at Commerce because they're like the national champs at that point and stuff, and like they're just the best team in the conference year after year. But then my senior year, it changed into where only first and second team all conference could go, and I was honorable mention all conference my senior year, which I missed. That was crazy too. Well, I didn't miss a full game with injury, but I just had like injuries my sophomore year or my senior year and like my sophomore year. It was just real like similar, but yeah. So then I didn't get a pro day. That was, I feel like we're kind of jumping around the story a lot, but when I left Angelo, like part of what I guess led me to music. So the football season ended, senior year ended, and like was fully expecting a pro day, and so me and one of the other DBs on the team were training, getting ready for a pro day and stuff. And then it wasn't until like 3 days before the pro day that the head coach let me know that you either had to be first or second team all conference or have your workout requested like by a team. Excuse me. Like by a team for you to be able to go to the pro day. And so I was like, well, thanks for the heads up.
Did he see you like working out this whole time?
Yeah,
like,
that's what's even
that would have pissed me off.
That's what I'm saying. We would see him. Like, we're up at the facilities working out every day. He sees us. Like, I assume he didn't think that I was just working out, like
to work out,
just because
going hard like that.
And with the other guys or the other guy getting ready for a pro day, like and yeah. So then he gave me short notice, and so it like left a bad taste in my mouth, and so it was weird because my whole life I was like gonna play football as long as I could, and then I was gonna coach, and I always knew that the NFL wasn't like guaranteed, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like once that happened I was like so just distraught, but the way that the whole thing like ended to me, I was like, damn, I'm kind of tired of football right now, like 'cause I'd been like it's just a grind like since I was. I mean, it wasn't a grind when you're like a little kid playing Pop Warner, but then like once you finish, once like your playing days, I guess, end, like, and you look back and you're like, damn, I've been doing this for a long time. And then like I said, the way it ended, I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this at all. And so that was like, so after leaving Angelo State, I went to Fort Worth, and that was.
Well, before you get into that, after he told you like you're not getting a pro day, your brother-in-law is Kenny Vaccaro, played for Texas, plays for Tennessee Titans in the NFL. He didn't like you didn't try to ask him for help, like, yo, can you help me get a pro day? Like, were you just completely done with it at the time?
Well, that was the thing, because that's why I was like, well, thanks. Like that's why in my head I was like, appreciate the heads up, because my brother-in-law is who he is. I felt like if I had time and I really needed to, use that favor, I probably could have. Given the fact that I would have had to call him like that day. Oh, that was the thing too, is like he told me that on a Monday, and he was like, yeah, and he's like, so I got to turn the list in tomorrow. And so I'm like, so I have a day to try to get this figured. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I never even
tried it.
Reached out because I was just like, I'm not. Which I've never tried to use that, especially like with football stuff, because I just didn't want to feel like I got anywhere with it because
of who he is.
Of him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
I feel like that's a little bit different though, because it's like you put in the work you needed to put in, just like you just kind of got screwed over at that point.
And you were good. It's not like you were like bad too.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was good, but I'm not tripping about the way it played out. Like I really wasn't then either, because I knew that things happen when they're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? And like especially now looking back at it, I'm like, I'm glad football didn't work out. I mean, obviously my perspective is different. You know what I'm saying? If football would have worked out, I would not be mad that it worked out either.
Yeah.
But I can say that I'm glad.
Do you still love the game?
Didn't. Yeah, for sure. That's what actually I was just talking to one of my buddies, Gonzo. Shout out Gonzo. From Fort Lewis actually. Just talking to him yesterday and telling him that like I'm very happy where I'm at for sure, but I like guys like him, Dre, Malcolm. Like I have buddies from Angelo State that are coaches and stuff. Like having these close like these friends that are still in the game that I get to like watch do their thing and stuff and still like somewhat be a part of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like just knowing the guys.
Yeah.
And having Kenny still playing and stuff too. Like I get like my feel of the game for sure, but also like I like appreciate other sports way more now too, or like I get to appreciate other sports a lot more, like not focusing on football.
Yeah.
Because I like whenever I played, I really never like I didn't watch any other college football because I was like I play college football. Why would I watch other college football?
Really?
So he was a little different aspect. He was mad because he couldn't watch college football.
A lot of people are like that, but I was the type of. I mean, you remember me like on the bus, like after a game, I'd get on my phone and I'd be like watching the game on my phone, and everyone would be like watching it, or I'd get on like ESPN and be like, "Oh, Penn State just won," or
see,
I'd, like, read them out.
I just low key like always, like I always felt slighted, kind of like whenever it was like knowing that I wasn't playing like the D1 games on Saturdays, like. I didn't want to, like, spitefully, I didn't want to watch those games.
Well, I
you know what I'm saying? I was like, it's like, I should be playing that game.
I mean,
that's how Dre was. He never, like, he was like, I was like, who's your favorite college football team? He was like, Fort Lewis. I was like, okay.
I was like, I don't have one. But before I ever got to college, I hated watching the NFL. I only like watching college football.
Yeah.
But then I got to college and I was like, why would I watch my peers play?
At like a higher level too.
Because I felt like the whole time I felt like I'm going to the league. You know what I'm saying? So why would I watch these guys that think they're about to think they're going to the league too? You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the way like
just the competition mindset.
Feel, yeah. But I appreciate it all now.
So get told and done basically. Did you? I mean. Seems like your life has always been football. Did you have like a life outside of football at Angelo or Fort Lewis? Like, did you have a girlfriend, or did you pick up music as a hobby, or what was the case there?
So with music was like kind of always there. Like I've loved music for like as long as I can remember, but my life was always football. Like I've always said, like if there was anything I could do, but besides sports, it would be music. But like, really, it never clicked in my head that like. I could do music for whatever reason. But like at Fort Lewis, I can remember at Fort Lewis, especially after I got hurt, I would just write in my phone all the time, because I've been doing that since like middle school, like bullshit, like not having any clue what I'm doing. And then when I got to Angelo, I did have a girlfriend. I'm a girl like pretty much as soon as I got there. We dated like the whole time I was there, and then we actually, well, this was like after I left, like we ended up getting engaged and stuff. But the whole period of me being in Angelo, I guess like it was like football and kind of that relationship. I didn't really do anything with music, and I had never done anything serious with music anyway. But then leaving San Angelo, still had this relationship, which we weren't engaged yet, but like that was the plan. Like we spent these college years together and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like she was a teacher, I was a football player, and like was gonna be a coach. And then I ended up moving to Fort Worth, and she moved back home to finish up school to do her student teaching. And it was whenever I was in Fort Worth, because this whole time I'm still like writing stuff randomly. If a song comes out that I like a lot, I may like write like a little remix to it or something, like just for fun. And Braxton actually, he's like, bro, you should like try to do something like with it for real. And at first I was like, because I just wanted to like rap. I just wanted to write songs, and then, but like I had no clue. Like I had no clue what I was doing as far as writing a song, and I had no clue what I was doing to like get a beat or like how it worked to use a beat off of YouTube. Like, because I knew if I just took a beat straight off of YouTube and tried to make a song, like so could anybody else. So I'm like, how do I not have the same song that somebody else has or something? You know, I just had no clue what I was doing, and so just the like most natural thing, I got on GarageBand and started trying to figure out how to make beats myself, and I hated it at first because like all I wanted to do was write songs, but I couldn't because I had no beats to write them on. And so like I just like despised making the beats because it was taking my time away from writing. But then like I just spent hours on YouTube and stuff just trying to learn the whole process.
So does that come first? Like the beat comes first, then the lyrics, or do some people have like lyrics first, then they make a beat to the lyrics?
It's really both.
Yeah.
Like most of the time for me now, I'll make the beat first and like I catch a vibe to it, like just feel it and write to it that way. But there's a lot of times too that like I'll think of something, like I'll think of like one or two or three lines or whatever, like or I'll have an idea for a song and I'll write something down and then I'll try to build what I just had heard, you know what I'm saying? More times than not though, it's the beat first and then just filling in like the inspiration from that, for me anyway.
When you're in Fort Worth, did you have a job or anything? Did you work?
Yeah, so when I was in Fort Worth, when I first got out there, I just had this job at this nutrition shop. It was a super chill job though. The dude like paid me in cash, so like nothing was taxed.
Oh, that's
Super
nice.
nice.
That's not under the table.
Because he was just using the store as a tax write-off for him, for other stuff he had going on. So, yeah, it was just straight up pay, and like it was real nice too because everyone else that worked there was like around my age, maybe younger, maybe older, but like we lived on West 7th, like in the party district in Fort Worth. So everyone was just basically super unreliable. So I worked a lot of like 12-hour shifts, but we lived on West 7th and I worked on West 7th. So I would wake up, walk to work from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., get off work, walk literally right out the door to Chimmy's. They'd all be there.
Chimmy's.
They'd all be there already at Chimmy's, like eating, having drinks. I'd walk out, go sit down, order. Most places we went down there at this point in time because we knew everybody. We'd get free drinks. Like literally, so wake up, walk to work, leave work to the bar, maybe go home real quick, walk back to the bars. Like it was
Every day.
yeah. I mean, not like literally 7 days a week. There was some times that it was like damn near 7 days a week. But we were going crazy in Fort Worth, which my friends go harder than me. But yeah, we went out a lot in Fort Worth.
Did you still have the girlfriend at the time?
Yeah, so still had the girlfriend at the time. So we ended up, the end of that whole time in Fort Worth is whenever we got engaged. And that's a whole story in itself. But we just basically ended up because like when I'm in Fort Worth and I start making music, and it starts becoming apparent to me that like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like our lives just like didn't really, they started to align like less and less because she like had a change of heart too, and like once she went back home and started teaching there in like that small town, like she realized that's what she really wanted, and I realized that like that was like the opposite of what I wanted, you know what I'm saying? And so like we didn't have a falling out or anything like that. Like I wouldn't say we like hate each other. It was like, yeah, this is not what we're supposed to be doing. And so went our separate ways. I was still living in Austin at this point. After that, so like we got engaged and stuff, and then I ended up moving to Austin, leaving Fort Worth. But I'm getting deeper and deeper into music, further and further away from that relationship, basically. So then, right around the same time, after all that happens, I'm making an EP. This is coming up to like around a year ago now.
Yeah.
Then we're getting ready for our lease to end and stuff, and like one thing leads to another. Fast forward a little bit, and then we end up here. But it's crazy, like really thinking about how like quickly it's all come about, I guess.
Yeah, because I asked you in the car, like, how did y'all choose here? And it was spontaneous, really.
Yeah, real spontaneous. Which I mean, I say one thing later another, and it's like real quickly, but we're talking about like 6 months at a time, year at a time, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean,
yeah, I mean, so just like the whole transition of just being like out here and like that would like I feel like for artists, change of scenery is like important. So like, was a change of scenery like huge? Like immediately, like when you first got here, were you just like inspired to like write or make music? Like did it come immediately, or was it more of still like a slower grind, I guess?
No, honestly, moving out here, and I mean, this place is beautiful. So like, it's definitely a great place to create, just because like you just feel good. But the whole move and just like doing that in general, like just where like I guess I was at in life and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing was just inspiring, and like I created a lot. Like that's what a lot of stuff that I'm just like kind of sitting on right now, like that I've been making in this year that we've been here. Like a lot. I mean, to me, a lot of it is crazy, especially like because I get all these memories and stuff on like Snapchat and all that stuff.
Definitely.
And because I always like I'll make a beat or like write a song or something, and then I'll record it and save it. And I do it consciously now because I keep getting these memories. But it's dope to see like the stuff that I was making like a year ago or 2 years ago. And I mean, I've always thought it was fire. Like I thought everything I did was fire when I was doing it. Because I mean, it was dope to me that I was making this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now, like the this is just getting way better. Like
you're just evolving.
I mean, it's just experience, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure the first thing we did, we thought was fire, and we like look at it, it's like that shit sucks.
Don't even want to leave it on the page. You gotta have that timeline you can trace it back.
And I'm sure that's how you feel. Like you write something like back then, and then like, damn, this shit's good, and you hear it now, like, the hell was I thinking?
There's a few of the oldies in the playlist.
I have stuff like, and it's crazy because like, there's some stuff that I still like to this day think is like trash, but like there's one song that's like one of Braxton's favorite songs, and I hate like.
What song is that?
These days.
These days, I feel like I like that song.
Yeah, see, like I don't even like that song, and like it's like it's funny seeing like because everybody has like different favorites and stuff, but there's a lot of like old songs like for me that I really like. I kind of hate them now. Like, I'll skip them every single time I'm in the car because I'm like, God, I can't believe I made that. Like, I can't believe I put that out.
Yeah, you skipped one of your songs when you picked us up.
You did.
I forgot what song it was, but you skipped a song and you like let it play for a little bit, and then you skipped it.
There's some
maybe?
songs.
I don't know.
There's some songs that, and I'm kind of glad this came up because it's something that like I really need to get back to because majority of the music I'm making now. And like, what's been so inspiring? Like the reason I skipped some songs from my old EP just because I try not to offend my girlfriend that I have now.
I feel it.
But
it's understandable.
Like, it was like the EP is mainly about my last relationship, but like, it's really funny because like the whole EP, not the whole EP, but like the songs about that relationship, they're like kind of sadder songs. You know what I'm saying? But like a bunch of the music I'm making now. Is like, I wouldn't say it's like love songs, but they're just like, it's like way better vibe songs.
Yeah,
but
like upbeaty.
The stuff with the EP though, it's like, it's hard because you don't want to offend your girlfriend, but at the same time, it's like part of who you are now. Like that made the story of like who Kaimon is, and that EP in itself tells a story.
Yeah, like there's times that she'll be like now like we can listen to it because like she knows it. Like essentially, it's just songs, and it's like
it's art.
The past, and and I mean, I don't know. I know she don't like the conversation, but I do my best to let her know that that she's good. She don't gotta worry. I think if y'all listen to the songs, there's several lines and like verses and hooks that are about her. So I try to make sure she gets the credit she deserves. Cause honestly, so we started talking and stuff like about a year ago, like right around the time that we were talking about moving out here was whenever we first started like talking. And then as time got closer and closer for us to actually move out here, we had been hanging out that whole time and stuff and getting closer and closer also. And so it was really weird because like I never had like necessarily second thoughts about moving out here when I committed, but there was definitely times because I'd already had the experience of living in Colorado and I remembered how much I hated it.
Yeah.
How much I missed my family and stuff, and I was like, gosh.
You don't want to go through that again.
And I remember being like real anxious about that, and I was like, I don't want to get out there and like hate it. And she was the one. She's like, no, like you need to go. Like, it's gonna be great for you and your career and stuff. She's like, you need to do it. And she was like she was a real big like calming presence and like that whole transitional phase for me.
And I feel like that's probably just hard for her, just because like y'all probably didn't know like what y'all were gonna do at the time, especially if you left Texas.
Bro, it was
stuff
for
like
sure.
that.
I feel like it was for sure hard for her because she like liked me a lot, and she's sitting here like telling me to go.
To go.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But like, she's a flight attendant, so she has a lot of freedom to like be here, me be there if need be and stuff. So it's worked well so far. But yeah, huge props to her for doing what she does.
She's for sure a dope girlfriend because I mean all the posts like you post on your story, they're part of hers and part of yours, and like she's always there. Like,
she's number one fan
for sure because she's always there in the studio with you.
Even more
I mean we've been here and she's been in here the whole time. Y'all not even be talking. You're just working on music, making beats, but she's just here chilling with you and like respecting the grind, and like that's hard to find really. Period. Nowadays or before us, like it's just hard to find.
It's been a blessing for me because that's one thing, and like as far as me as an artist, like I'm trying to be better at is like worrying about more things like that an artist has to do, like music videos and merch and like all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll get just so caught up in just making music that I'll like forget to do any of the other stuff. And like honestly, like in life, it's kind of like I'll do the same thing. And like so right now with us having like music and trying to get this whole business, you know, that we're starting, trying to like really get it running, like I love like having her be able to be here and like be like the support that she is, because I mean I'm only 25, it's still young, but at the same time I don't really want to be like an old dad and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? So being able to like know that certain areas of my like just being able to focus on what I need to focus on and not be like nothing against people out chasing women, but it's just not for me. Like I don't really enjoy like chasing women, so having the woman is nice to me.
Yeah, for sure. You got anything?
I would just keep talking, chopping it up. I mean,
what time are we at?
This one's at 8. I can't see 16.
16. All right, we got time for some more questions.
But yeah, definitely. Just like I don't know. I feel like, what do you think the next step needs to be for you as an artist and just development? Because I know I talk to you all the time, and I send you stuff all the time. Just being like tapped in and whatnot, and just kind of like the behind the scenes stuff, like people do, like people like stuff like that, and then like I know with COVID and stuff,
that's the thing.
Shows all that.
So I think for me, and I think like sometimes I feel like this chip on my shoulder because like I feel like people don't take me serious as an artist, or like people like maybe from the hometown and stuff, like they don't like necessarily take me like I said, like me serious, or like think that I'm really ever gonna do anything. But
no, we understand that.
But it's like at the same time, if they think that, it's because that's the perception I've given them. Yeah. And so because I'm very aware of the fact that like I need to be making more content.
Yeah.
with my music. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's like the biggest step for me that I need to take is like having more like music videos and stuff, doing more behind the scenes stuff, like day in the life type stuff, like more stuff just to like show people
that you're actually like working on it.
That like
working
you know what I'm saying? Like,
and you're serious about it.
Just, like show them kind of what this actually looks like. It's not just like I don't know what you think goes into the process of the song that you hear, or like whenever I am posting saying that, hey, I'm dropping a song. Like I don't know what you think that looks like, but this is what it looks like. I feel like people would respect it a lot more and like value it a lot more. Because I mean, if you can get the support of, like, I feel like this is just the perception I have, just from some things I've heard, and just like this is just what I think to be true. Is like me having the whole football background and stuff, and being who I was my whole life, from the small town and stuff, and like the view that the small town people have and all that, and then transitioning into trying to do this. It's like all the people that previously knew me don't, like, you can't change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you do, you're like you're in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? For change. And so if I can somehow bridge that gap to like really get the full support of the people that do already know me, I feel like that'd be a huge step. So I feel like I just need to kind of show more of who I am as an artist and stuff, like in this day-to-day stuff.
No, absolutely. Just because this is important. Just important to try to like make content, I guess. And I feel like when you're in a creative space, like so many ideas just come up. And I feel like it's also a lot harder too, just as an artist, because you're not just like a rapper or like a musician. Like you're doing everything on your own, like mixing, mastering, making the beats, all that. Like a lot of people have like a producer that comes with them, or like they sit in the studio and the producer like does everything, and then they just kind of do the rapping or the songwriting. And it's just like, I feel like it might be a little hard to like manage all of that too, and then just say like, I had to do all this just to make a song, let alone I need to make content too. I feel like it'd just be like a lot probably. So
and so it's like, I mean, not trying to take anything away from the people that do just like walk into a studio and record or whatever, because it's like I'm trying to have more people that do that come in here. You know what I'm saying? It's just I enjoy being able to control the whole process. At the same time though, I basically, like you're saying, I do feel like there's a value to that. But yeah, I gotta like, I guess, show like how valuable it really is, because I feel like most people probably do just think that like, I mean, if you don't know, there's no way to know like the real process in making a song.
Oh, absolutely.
It sounds. You know what I'm saying?
Just
like,
even with
I mean,
a podcast.
Before I did this, like, I ain't gonna lie, like, I thought, I mean, people probably think this is easy doing a podcast.
Right.
People probably, like, we just plug and play, that's it. People probably think that with the camera, you just aim and shoot. Like, once you start doing something like this, no matter what it is, it could be like Braxton with his company, you doing music, just something like that a creative does. You appreciate other creatives and how hard they work, because people don't realize how hard any of this stuff really is.
Yeah, all like a consumer sees, is the end product.
Absolutely.
Yep, and that's all they see.
And,
like, they don't see you here at 7 a.m. It's 11:36 p.m. Like, they don't see that. And if we weren't doing this, you'd be working on music.
Right.
Like, they don't see that. They just see an end product and like, oh, we just made another song. But like,
which is what I mean. Obviously, the end product is like
the goal.
Like end product is what you're constantly trying to improve. But where I'm at right now, I think I have a very good end product, but I think it doesn't reach as much people as it could right now, because of like my lack of like really showing what the end product, because the end product really, to me anyway, like my end product isn't just the song. Like my end product, and like you mentioned Russ, and like I feel like someone who does it all, like your end product is the whole process. You know what I'm saying? Because like if you can show people that you're doing all of this, that just makes everything you do more valuable. It's like, damn, okay, like, cause sometimes I like get myself. I'm like, shit, came a long way.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
bro,
sometimes
now
you just
it's
have to take a step back and like, bro, like, I'm here. Like, this shit's crazy. Because, I
Yeah.
mean, we were talking about it earlier, but there's times where, like, I walk out the room, like, we live there, and our studio is there, and I see it every day, but there's times I just walk out the room where I'm sitting on the couch, and I just look over and, like, damn, like, that's us.
Yeah.
Like, just seeing all the stuff on the wall, seeing the flag, seeing people sign it, like.
And like just seeing more and more names just fill up. It's just like one day that flag's gonna be just full of names.
And like from where we were, like you saw the picture where it's like our very first picture and then our new picture. Like sometimes you just have to take a step back. I'm like, damn, just really appreciate everything.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, so much stuff like life now compared to where I was a year ago, like right before we moved, like almost nothing that I'm doing right now was like in the picture then. Like aside from me like making music, I knew I'd be doing that, but like pretty much nothing else. Like the relationship I'm in, having this business and stuff, like really even living here, like where I'm living, like nothing really that I'm doing aside from like making music was in the plans at all. But like I couldn't imagine. It's like I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
And it's
couldn't
been less than a
imagine
year,
doing it any different.
too.
Yeah, it's only been less than a year, and so like looking back, it's like, golly, like so much can change. Like
at any time.
it's like nothing changes and then everything changes, and it's like just I don't know. Kind of goes back to what I was just saying. Like the process is just like so, just like invaluable. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you can like really appreciate the process, that's like what takes away like the. Because like if you want to make $1 million, which is like yeah, I want to make $1 million, but like if that's like the everything, you like it's gonna be a grind to get that, and then once you get that, like
What's
like now
next?
what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what's next?
And so like honestly, just being able to like, because whenever I was living in Austin, I remember being like, honestly, I could do what I'm doing right now and be happy forever. Like
Yeah.
and I was just
remember
going to work every day, coming home and then working on music, talking to bed. And I was just getting so much satisfaction out of just having that time to just work on music and just be like, ah. But now I'm like, God, I couldn't imagine not like having this space and being, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm like, now I'm like, I could do this every day and I'd be happy. And whenever I'm doing a year from now.
And you're getting closer and closer to doing it.
And it's like at the end of the day, I know what I want my life to look like, and it's not necessarily this, but at the same time, like while I'm doing this, I'm pretty like happy. You know what I'm saying, for the most part. So it's been good.
Speaking of happy, we're for sure happy with our sponsors. We'll give you a quick shout out, sponsors, and
We'll be back.
we'd like to thank our newest sponsor, Cloudy. It is a vape melatonin pen that is plant-based. All you do is hit it 7 times and you're asleep in 30 minutes or less. The first night Cam and I got it, we took it and we were out within minutes. You can get these at trycloudy.com and you can use code Opinionated at the checkout for 20% off. Again, that is code Opinionated, and we just think you should get the sleep you deserve. Thank you. So, yeah, move out here. Don't really expect this. This is something that Braxton was telling us, like, he was tired of working from home. He wanted an office, and then this kind of happened. How much has this helped you in, like, your music?
A lot. Guess what? Like me and Braxton are both just working from home every day, and he's always wanted to get like a space, and it wasn't. I never had pictured myself like having a whole studio and stuff, but then it's actually like Austin. Like Austin found this place. We came and looked at it, and we were like, yeah, bro. Like the day we walked in, we kind of just like looked at each other. We were like, yeah, we gotta have it. Not even knowing like what it really was gonna be, but we just like, as soon as we saw the building, we knew and came in here. We like yeah, we'll do something with this. And I mean, since having it, like just having the space, having like the environment, like the whole vibe that you can have in here and stuff, like it's been nice. I feel like I really still haven't got to take like full advantage of it and really like enjoy it fully yet, because we are still in the process of getting everything built and everything. So I haven't got to just like sit in here and just like really feel it. I mean, I have, I guess, a few times. Like the song that's coming out next week, that was all done in here. Like made that beat one day, like afternoon, and then later that night I think we were in here, and I had a whole like different hook written to it initially from like a day or two before and stuff, and then just in here chilling, and like this was like a moment like being able to just like really use the room for like what it, not necessarily what it's for, because like it is, you know, business and stuff, and like it's a studio for other artists as well, but like personally as an artist, like you really use the room what it's for, just like being here and catch a vibe, and ended up writing like a completely different song, and like I said, I'm excited for it. But yeah, so it's been great having the space.
Before this, were you in a, like, have you ever recorded in a studio before?
Yeah, I recorded at a studio here called Sophomore. Recorded there a couple times before, but
Is that like an actual big studio?
yeah, it's like, I don't really know if it's like the best one here or whatever necessarily, but it's a very good. It's dope. Had like a lot of big artists through there. Like I don't remember everybody. Like I know Ice-T, but like Wayne recorded like at least one of the Carters there for sure. Like they got a plaque on the wall. But there's all kinds of artists like with their pictures on the wall and stuff, and different albums on the wall that were recorded there. So yeah,
How did it feel like being there and like recording your song there, like seeing like Wayne on their wall,
Are you
like
seeing like the audio, like those big boards,
the channel boards,
like,
and
it's crazy.
How's that?
It's crazy because I'm spaced in on like all the names right now, because there's a bunch of, I mean that spot is like, I'm pretty sure it's like the spot in the Phoenix area for when artists from like Atlanta or LA or New York or whatever, like if anyone's ever in town, like I'm pretty sure that's kind of the place
where they
to
go.
be, you know. It was dope, because going there was the first time that I was like in a studio like that, and it was kind of like one of those moments like, damn, like
surreal.
like you're really doing this, you know what I'm saying? Like, not that the song, it was also really good for me, like the fact that I do everything from home and stuff. That was the first time I ever let somebody else touch my music like at all, and so that was like a cool experience. But then it was just really nice too, being able to like, it gave me a lot of confidence, honestly, because I was like, what I do is not that different. Like it's the same thing. My speakers just aren't as big. Like that was like that was basically the only difference to me. I was like, okay, like it just basically kind of like gave me the reassurance of like, which Billie Eilish recorded Grammy winning songs in her closet when she was 13, but like going to the studio and stuff, I was like, I can do this like from anywhere, pretty much. But it's a really, really cool feeling being in there, seeing all the hardware, the real hardware and stuff. Like it definitely puts you in a creative mood, because you're just like, you see all the videos of the guys in the studio, like old videos of like Eminem in the studio, Jay-Z in the studio, Cole in the studio, like you just feel like you're there, you know what I'm saying? Like
you feel like them,
like you're really doing it. So it's cool.
I bet it's a dope feeling, just like I can only imagine just like walking in and just like,
especially like with your guys too, like
yeah, just walking in, seeing everything, and then like you go into the door, you just hear nothing but like you and the music, and then you just see them on the opposite side, like.
Yeah, that's the experience we're trying to create here. That whole similar.
Was this there? Or did y'all do that?
No, so initially this was just one room, but we built this to have that studio. That's nice. We got the interface, which it's not in yet. I wish it was, but we got the interface coming in. We're trying to the best we can basically simulate that same that same feel, that same experience. Because like when you walk in there, put the headphones on, you can't hear anything out here. We'll have the talk back feature and stuff, so like they can talk. You can hear everything. Like whenever they're recording stuff in there, you can hear the whole song. You can hear it out here, and then they can be talking and stuff, and we'll be able to talk back to them. Like, so it's gonna be. It'll be nice.
That's super dope.
What does that interface do? What does it exactly do?
Well, the interface. I mean, it's just like.
Just like a mixer?
It's just like any other audio interface, basically.
Okay.
But just, I mean, I guess for recording like vocals and instruments and stuff, it's a little different. 'Cause it's not a full mix board. But like right now, I just have a little solo mic interface, and so it just runs to the laptop through a little adapter and stuff, and then plugs up to the mic, and that's how you control like just the input and output and like all that. I mean, just all that stuff. But this interface is like, it's like it's the Apollo, the Apollo Twin or whatever. It's like the biggest, baddest interface. I don't know. I mean, I do know, but I just don't. I'm not like a super like hardware geek. But I know some people that are, and it's like it's been recommended to me for sure. And I researched it, and it was one of the reviews I read. The guy was like, he's like, I wanted to hate it because of how hyped up it is, and he was like, but you just can't, because it is as advertised. Like it is what it is. So I'm excited about it. I think it'll make a difference in here for sure. But yeah, trying to, without the hardware and like, because that's a crazy feeling that you really can't like replicate. Being in a big studio like
multi-million-dollar studio with
studio,
all the stuff they have.
I say a studio that like great songs have been recorded. Like there's been amazing work done. Like, you can't really replicate that in a new studio, but the feeling that like the artist has when they step in the booth and stuff, like we're trying to give that same feeling kind of.
What are some of your, because I don't know if it was on or off camera, but what are some of your biggest inspirations come from? Is like, because he told me, or last time we talked, you like Russ a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I like Russ's music a lot, but he was the first artist that I saw do like what I'm doing, basically, like just do it on his own, like off his laptop and stuff. And like his debut album is the only hip hop album ever to go platinum, where the artist had 100% control of all the everything. Nobody touched the album except him, and it went platinum. Only hip hop album to ever do it. So really, that was what like. I mean, like I said, I like his music a lot. I'm not saying I don't, but just the DIY aspect for Russ was what really, like, for me, I was like, damn, this dude, like, he gets it. And then Mike, kind of the same way. All my buddies like Mike a lot more before I did, but then a lot of his like stuff from the last couple of years, and the same like wave he's been on with like preaching the independence and stuff, I like a lot. And just everything that he like talks about, I guess, is like stuff that I like a lot. But really, like, real influences in music came from like Eminem and Nelly. Like, those are the first two like rappers that like I ever heard, because my dad had their CDs whenever I was like 5, and he would play them in the truck whenever my mom wasn't in there. And and so that was like how I got introduced to like rap music and stuff, and what made me even want, like, Eminem is what made me want to make music in the first place. But then like Cole, Drake, obviously.
Cole's my favorite.
Yeah.
Same. Agree.
I feel like the list is kind of generic just because it's the guys that have been doing it. But like really, like Eminem and Nelly for sure. Like 50 Cent a lot too. They're just that whole time frame.
Just that like, era of music.
Yeah.
I try to tell him that. Me personally, I think the 2000s is better than like
no shot
2010s. Just me personally.
No shot. You got to think about
But just like the music that came out during that time, bro.
Yeah, think about what came out in 2010.
But it's just like hard.
Like
it's hard.
2010s.
It's hard to really. It's just hard because it's not the same.
Yeah,
like
it's
the
not.
reach of music now is so much bigger than it was then too. Like, but I don't know.
It's
bro.
more.
I don't know. Like,
it's easier.
as much as I love Eminem, I'm just like I don't know if anyone has ever put out like no one's ever done what Drake has done. Like
Not at all.
for as long as he's been like as consistently and as long as he's been doing it, I'm just like bro.
And the amount of different hits he has.
If he puts out a song,
it's not
gonna be bad, and you know that. Like you don't even second guess about it. At least I don't. Like
I mean, that's the thing with me with Drake. Like I just critique him hard.
I'm saying, but
Yeah.
it depends on the standard. If your standards are
My standards are just for him or like that.
like to me, I understand he's not gonna make a Marvin's Room every time or a God's Plan every time or a whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand it's not gonna be the next biggest song in the world every time, but like any song that he puts out is like they all have like replay value. Like they can all not be skipped and you won't be mad, if that makes sense.
I feel like he's been quote unquote lazy with his music
I would
lately.
agree.
You said you would agree?
Yeah.
I mean maybe. I don't know.
Like the whole last 3 songs he just dropped, like
Those are good.
I'm saying like I haven't heard like something like just like that in a while. Besides like
The throwaway that what's it called? The Dark
Lane demo.
That's
tapes.
actually good too.
that's good too. Yeah.
But his last albums, I guess you can talk about Scorpion and More Life. They're like okay.
yeah.
Bro, no way. Scorpion is crazy.
The R&B is nice, but he has like Ratchet Happy Birthday on there too, which is like that song is horrible. That's a complete skip.
It is, but like I'm like, does it sound bad though?
It doesn't sound bad, but
Like
it's
that's what I'm saying is like it. I feel like Drake doesn't take himself that serious. Like I feel like he knows whenever he's like putting a real song together, like a song like Sandra's Rose or like Emotionless, like real songs that have like real lyrics and stuff. And then when he's making a Ratchet Happy Birthday, like.
Well, have you watched his Rap Radar interview? He talks about like he needs to get more concise. Like his projects need to be like 10 to 12 tracks.
Bro, it's funny. I watched that, which I had seen it before, but I was actually just watching it like a week or two ago.
Yeah.
Because he was talking about like a classic album, like a traditional album. But like that's why also like if you're reading this, it's too late. Is stupid. Like he goes,
that was ahead of his time.
He goes crazy. Like he
with the trap.
That ain't nothing was the same.
He goes crazy on that album, and it's like a much more condensed album. But that's what I'm saying. Like even the stuff he's doing now, like what's next, crazy. But then
I like this song.
Like as consistently as he does it, like cause then you have Pop Star in Grease. Like,
I like those songs too.
Before that, you have the whole Scorpion album that had so much on it. Like
the rapping is good.
That's what I'm just like
it is good.
He just doesn't miss. He may not hit a home like necessarily a home run every time or whatever, but like no one does.
I'm surprised you don't like Kanye like.
I do. I love.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I forgot.
Because
I love Kanye.
I never gonna kind of talk, but he's like the only, like every time someone talks about Kanye, he's the only artist to have 5 like certified like classic albums in a row. Like just from the way they sound, the lyrics, just how he changed everything up. Every single album was different stylistically. Yeah, like I feel like he's like people. There's a lot of people that like Kanye. There's a lot of people that like don't really bring him up at all. Like when it comes to like these lists, he's like not really brought up a lot.
I feel like it's just because the way he is like off music or like before an album's about to come out.
I think Kanye like because especially like if you look at how prophetic like he really has been and like how much shit like he has done that he said he was gonna do and stuff and like I feel like Kanye will get way more appreciation for all his music and everything he's done and is doing like way longer because of some of the other stuff he's done and like how his personality is and all that like his like current likability I guess he'll get way more credit for all his stuff down the road I feel like but yeah he's definitely like he's like what his net worth was like 6 billion or something like that like
yeah something crazy
like where did that come from like he was just in debt like 3 years ago and now his net worth is 6 billion I'm like that's nuts
yes because
and his music is definitely slept on
it's great and just as like a rapper like he's kind of slept on too and I kind of think like like I know how you said J. Cole's your favorite. He's like one of your influences. Like he's now getting respect, but like before, like when J. Cole dropped like Forest Hills Drive and For Your Eyes Only and
Sideline
stuff.
Story.
Yeah, they'd just be like, oh, J. Cole's boring.
Yeah.
But
See-
now he's like getting like people are like, oh, I like J. Cole.
See, to me, like Forest Hills Drive was the first project that he dropped
Mm-hmm.
where I was already like waiting on it.
Okay.
And
I feel that.
but like, so the stuff he did before that, because once I got introduced to him, then I started getting more into his catalog, and he already had stuff like
Yeah, he had a
like
couple.
I probably got introduced to
A lot of
him
mixtapes.
with like Born Sinner.
Okay, so
but then
yeah.
when I heard what's the one that has like the one with Missy Elliott and stuff, Workout.
Sideline Story.
Yeah, Sideline Story.
Yeah, then I started hearing songs from that
Mhm.
album, and like so that's whenever I really became a fan. Then when he dropped Forest Hills Drive, I was like at that point in time, he'd already become like one of my favorites, and that like solidified.
Man,
And
that-
then
He says some stuff in like each of his songs. He says some stuff, but you just have to. That's
See,
him. You have
see-
to hear it.
see, to me, if I could compare like my writing style to somebody's, but I'm not very consistent with the type of music I make, especially not right now, because I'm trying to. I just do a bunch of different stuff, but like I feel like as far as rapping goes, like I mean, it's a very great comparison to give myself, I guess, but I feel like if I had to compare my writing styles with somebody, it would be Cole.
Yeah, I'd agree.
If
Because like
that-
your pen game is like really, really, really good. Like the stuff you say,
and it's like it's all
and,
very like conscious
yeah,
rap. It's
conscious
not
stuff.
it's not just like random, like just stuff that rhymes.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
because that's how Eminem is. Like
Yeah,
contextually,
he'll say off the wall shit.
he
sometimes.
contextually he's not really great at all, but he's a very good like at like
Don't I mean Eminem can tell stories of the best of them. That's
he
not
can,
true.
but like he has like an interview where I think I sent it to you where he's like yeah, I don't care about like what I'm saying. He's like, I just want to rap the best, like the actual like what rapping is. He
I
wants
mean,
to do it
yeah,
the best.
sometimes, but like that's something like Mockingbird, cleaning up my closet, like when I'm gone.
Yeah, when he was
Like,
younger,
he has crazy songs
Stan.
of storytelling. Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
His hits
fire.
are like those songs, but his hits are like the only ones that like
have
tell the
context.
story that have
Yes.
context. But if you listen to his other stuff,
yeah, but okay, he has 20 hits, and he has
The highest selling album.
he had before Drake, he had the most number ones. You know what I'm saying? He has the highest number of record sales. So like the hits just kind of get him the fans like. But I mean, even he has hits like My Name Is and stuff that he really kind of just says off the wall shit.
Yeah.
But
I think with the style too, like it was just like interesting to people, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That also like talking about music and stuff that has me going into like mixtapes. So like I don't know if like when you were like in middle school and high school, but I just know at least for all of us, like Dat Piff, like the mixtape days were crazy. Like everybody, like Wiz Khalifa, Big Sean, Wale, Meek Mill, like before they were even big, like the mixtape game was like crazy. Nowadays it's not really like brought up like that, but I feel like at least back then, like everyone had like a mixtape run. Like everybody did. That was
I mean, that's kind of how the whole
popping.
Young Money gang
yeah.
first got on too. Is like mixtapes.
Do
and
you ever
stuff,
think
like-
about like? I guess it's like nowadays it's just so much different because it's
I
like
was gonna say, I feel
streaming
like-
and stuff.
I
Like,
feel like-
how do you feel like you
like
would have to go about that?
EPs,
Yeah.
like me dropping an EP like that is like a mixtape basically.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like a modern day version of a mixtape because I
It's
feel-
not like an album.
like a mixtape is just not a studio like I don't even know.
Yeah,
like,
it's
I don't even know
hard
what the
to
difference
tell.
because dudes like Nipsey who have like all this music out, but then his
All the
debut
mixtapes.
album is Victory Lap,
Yeah.
and it's like
Or like Young Thug. Apparently, So Much Fun was Young Thug's debut album, but he has like Beautiful Thugger Girls and like Barter Six.
Yeah,
Like,
and
so it's
so-
like how do you know what's an album and what's a
like
mixtape and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Because to me, I could release like 12 songs right now and call it an album,
hmm
but I guess it wouldn't be my debut album. I you know what I'm saying? Like I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I don't like Russ dropped 11 albums,
hmm
and then There's Really a Wolf was his debut album. So like I don't know what that means. But I can just consider like these little EPs because I know like a lot of artists just drop
Yeah.
EPs now. I would consider that kind of like the mixtape game because it's like you're not really saying this is an album. You're not like doing a whole album release and like having a whole album push.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You're just kind of putting music out there to give people a little mixtape, basically. Like, at least I mean, that's if I had to compare it to something.
Would you ever sign like a record label deal or anything like that?
I was gonna ask
if
that.
like the money was right and the situation set you up, because there's some companies and record labels that are actually like really good, like they're really like they give their artists a lot of freedom.
See, because the thing is, the only reason why I might see it being possible for me is because like I really don't feel like I need to make like $1 billion. Like, the money's just not really where like my drive comes from. You know what I'm saying? And like I know if I wanted to make the most money doing this, staying 100% independent is the way to go.
Yeah, for sure.
But if I can have all the freedom I want, like if I can have as much freedom as I want to have, like whether it be financially, creatively, just like whatever, if I can have as much freedom as I need to have, then yeah, like I wouldn't mind it. But it would have to make sense. Like I wouldn't want to give up a ridiculous amount of
freedom,
like of what I earn, or like a ridiculous amount of freedom, or like whatever the case may be.
What if it like sets you up? So like, there's a lot of artists, they sign like they got to deliver, like for example, Tory Lanez, he had to deliver like 5 projects. So what he did is he just rapidly put out projects to become independent. So what if like the deal made sense to kind of like put you on, like get you the notoriety and like, you know, like I guess recognition that you deserve? Would you like do that and then try to like get out by making more music and just becoming independent? Or
see, it's tough because like it's just tough because like if like Drake, like he signed a deal and stuff, like
yeah,
like a deal can work out perfectly fine for you. You know what I'm saying? You can also get shelved or like whatever the case may be. But like if your stuff is the best, if you're Drake, like you're not gonna get shelved. And so it's like,
yeah,
it's like, okay, well, am I, you know what I'm saying? Am I Drake or am I gonna get shelved? But on like for me, in the fact that like I just like to make music because I like to make music.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that I like want to have like a music career and like the like drive for the grind of like trying to make this work is just the fact that I can have the freedom I want to have from music. You know what I'm saying? So I think probably the best route for that would be to not sign a deal. But I don't know. It would have to be literally like the perfect situation to make it work, I guess.
Well, that's how it is at Atlantic too. Like I look at Atlantic, like that's like the most competitive label right now, and so like there's a bunch of artists on the label, but then they have people like Uzi on there and like Megan Thee Stallion and just like a bunch of like big artists. Mm-hmm. So it's like you could be like a artist on that label, but it's just like if they hear like Uzi's about to drop something, then I guarantee like the whole building shuts down to make sure his like gets released right, he is the right, you know, press, right, all that stuff. So it's just like there's just so many factors to consider when you like join either a major record label, or you can be like Logic at the time when he signed to Def Jam, he was like one of the like most popular artists on the label. So it's just things like that.
And that's like, I know, just referencing Russ again, like I know whenever he had his deal with Columbia, mm-hmm, like he already had a huge fan base, mm-hmm, and stuff. So like if you can do that, if you can have full sustainability on your own already, mm-hmm, and then do something, like then it obviously makes way more sense too. Doing it pretty much for the same reason, like Russ, like just for the leverage, just the fact of having the label, having the resources for, mm-hmm, different things that you may need to elevate your career. But I mean, I don't know. I don't have any like, I really don't have any crazy expectations for this because it wasn't really what I planned on doing anyway. My appetite continues to grow. The more I eat, the more the appetite grows. So the more whenever I first started doing it, I was like, I don't even want to ever do shows or anything. I just want to make some music and hopefully make enough for my streams that I can just pay the bills with it. Like that'll be cool for me with music. Then I'm like, nah, I want to start doing shows and stuff. Then I'm like, nah, I want to like have a whole world tour. And then it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like the appetite is just slowly like growing more and more and more. And so I feel like as certain milestones keep getting hit, I mean, it's just kind of, I feel like competitively and stuff, it's just kind of natural.
Like an inner battle.
The bar is just going to keep getting, mm-hmm, set higher and higher. And so, I don't know. You know, we'll see.
So, with that being said, are you gonna make a song this weekend? Or are we gonna like get the whole
Yeah.
embodied experience?
Yeah, I'm trying to. So I've been working on some beats. I got a beat right now that I think I want to make a song to. So
That shit's fire.
The one you've been playing?
Yeah, the one he's been
Yeah.
playing,
Nice.
fire.
Yeah.
yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, so I like it a lot. So I want to try to make something to that for sure.
Okay.
Or maybe even just come in here and like catch a vibe and like make a whole new beat and stuff. But yeah, I want to try to get something in here so we can
Yeah.
hop in there and
That'd be cool.
maybe let you get some ad libs or something. Get
Yeah. hey, just like hey.
maybe a verse.
The thing is, like, I've never like tried to do it, but like I feel like my like knowledge of music, I could like make something decent.
Well, bro, the thing is,
I don't know, though.
we come in here a lot, and like we'll just get some drinks and just be chilling, and like I'll put on beats and stuff, and everybody will get in there and freestyle. Like we got hella freestyles.
For real?
Yeah,
That's
right?
cool. That's kind of cool though.
So everybody will get in there and freestyle.
Well, shoot, I mean, honestly,
I'll get
we
the
can make an
auto-
opinionated one tomorrow.
I'll get the auto tune on and everything. So I got voice. I mean, I do engineer. I got voice sounding nice in there.
Did you watch J. Cole's Revision of the Dreamers documentary?
Yes, bro.
Yeah,
That's like when you just said that, it's just literally what I thought of. Like just
Not-
that.
One time-
That's what it's like in here. We're in here. Revenge
Well,
of
it
the
was
Dreamers.
crazy too because one time we were just like cleaning or something in the apartment, and then I just turned it on. It's like I haven't watched it in a while, and then Carlos was just sitting there, just like mesmerized because he had never seen it before, and he was just like, "Bro, like."
It's amazing.
He was like looking at me. He's like, "Bro, all these people just flew in there and just made music for 3 days." I was like, "Yes, bro."
like watching the making of that song Down Bad because I love that song.
Mhm.
That song's so.
I love that whole the
Oh,
deluxe everything.
Got
Yeah.
it on. We had to get that vinyl.
We
bro.
we got the vinyl.
Clean.
Like
But
just
yeah.
the whole process of that whole album is insane. Like it's hard to make an album, period, but it's harder to make an album in 3 days
And if
Then
you-
it's harder to make an album
All these
with all those people.
artists running around, just all these different
Producers,
studios and
like,
stuff.
bro, it's
And they, I
insane.
mean, they said it like, if you don't get in, you ain't making an album.
That's it,
Like you
yeah.
have to like
Be competitive.
think of some shit.
Yeah.
You know, Herb get in the booth.
Yeah.
Get out.
That's what that whole documentary is crazy.
I loved it. That shit was
That's
nice.
just so
Back to your girlfriend. She's, like we said earlier, she's with you all the time. She was with you at the other studio. How much inspiration do you draw from her? Like, how much does she give to you? Like, it could be from you think of a song you write about her, or just her just being here. Like, damn, she's like supported me. I got to go somewhere with this.
A lot, honestly. It's really, especially so like. I don't know. I like to sing. I feel like I can sing a little bit. I'm not crazy, not like Justin Bieber, nothing like that. But
You get that auto-tune in there.
I like to sing and stuff, and without her, like without writing about her, like having some sort of like romantic inspiration or some sort of just like. And she gives a lot of inspiration for just like the songs or like the melodies, you know what I'm saying, like the vibe that comes with that music. Like she gives a lot of inspiration for that stuff, and a lot of stuff like like a whole song may not necessarily be just about her, but definitely like lines or like maybe a hook, just I mean different things. Like she's definitely like a big inspiration in the music for sure.
That's dope.
And that's another thing too, because as much as I love, like, I really do like to just like rap, like just make a hard beat and like rap. At the same time, like, I understand, like, that's not like necessarily me, like that's not my like image or anything, you know what I'm saying, or anything like that. And that's not really like, it is fun, but it's not the music that I like want to make so much. And so one thing that I've like tried to keep in mind is like, because I know music that she likes and stuff. I know, like she like likes all my music and stuff too. But I also know the
genres,
the specific music she'll play. Like if she's picking her own music to play, and so like I've tried to make more music that like, it's still my like style of music, but like kind of thinking like, would she like this? You know what I'm saying? Because I know other people that have similar tastes to like the music she has. So I've tried to like shift my ear kind of like towards that. So that's been like a lot of inspiration for it.
That's dope. Can you sing? No, you can't sing. You wouldn't hop in the booth and drop like a little chorus or something.
Dude, I just thought of something, bro. So it's like, dude, I am kind of a sad boy a little bit, just a little bit sometimes. So like sometimes,
man, that's a different conversation.
Oh my gosh. Anyways,
that's a different conversation.
But like, do you know who Kid Leroy is?
Yeah.
Okay, so like that whole like fuck love like mixtape that
you
he
live
did.
it.
Well, no, listen. So like, so like when I was like the girl I had been like dating, I guess my senior year on and off, like found out some crazy stuff, and then like we ended up breaking up, and that's when like I first started listening to Kid Leroy, and like that it came out, bro. So like the vibes, like I was listening to that all the time, like every day, and he has like just snippets of like the girl he's talked to calling him and stuff like that, and then like later on calls him again, but she's like, I'm done with you, blah blah blah, like moving on, whatever. So like, how do you feel? Like I don't know why I just thought of this, but like because I have like I think I still have like some crazy voicemails. So like so like I don't know, like how do you feel about like throwing in like that personal stuff into songs? Like do you think it's like actually sentimental, or do you think it's like corny, or do you think it's like part of like for him he's telling a story of like the girl? I don't know. How do you feel about that?
To me, I don't feel like it's corny. I feel like it's like necessary, kind of like I don't know how much attention people pay to like the lyrics, or like how in depth people think about some of the stuff that like I say. Like you hear it, you may be even able to like sing along with it or whatever, but like I don't know if people like ever necessarily stop to think about some stuff, because like there's been some lines that I know I've said like they're like kind of vulgar lines that no one's ever like said anything about, and I mean maybe it's just because like no one gives a shit to say anything, like that's very possible also, but like there's just some stuff. But I'm like, if people listen, I say a lot of like real personal stuff, and like in most of my songs, good or bad. But I just feel like partly like it's necessary. I also say too though, like I try not to be like, I've been trying to not be like too literal or like take myself too serious by being too like
serious with your lyrics, I guess.
Like so like I guess like straightforward about my life or something. You know what I'm saying? Not that like that's bad, but just trying to be more of like create more of like a story with it, and more like I guess like sly with the delivery rather than just like in your face with like sad stuff or like,
me personally, I mean he can vouch for me, but I like that. Like that's my favorite. Like
he likes it.
Hard, like J. Cole, like hardcore lyricist.
Yeah,
like that. I love that. Just because like to me it's more authentic and it's more real. Like there's like passion behind of what he's saying, because like that's what he went through, and like that's what he lived by. Like that's how he lived. Like, and that's what, I like that kind of stuff.
Like there's no way that I can like get the lyricist out of me, because like in this last song, so our buddy Dylan, the younger one, like he's like a lyricist type of dude too, and so it was cool because the other day I was playing that new song that's coming out, and I had this one line in there, and it's I said like, navigating this canal with the pen, I'm automating too much, must just be too tired of waiting, but like navigating this canal with the pen, I'm automating too much. So like when I say it, it just sounds like canal in Panama, and you just associate Panama Canal, but I said with the pan, I'm automating too much, like talking about the pan of the like the audio and stuff, and like he heard it and he was like, oh shit, I didn't even realize you said that, and I was like, that was cool, because the song is like it's like singing and stuff, and it's like a real like vibey song, it's like guitar and stuff in it, and to be able to still have wordplay in there like that, like that's what I'm trying, like that's really what I want to do, is just like be able to mesh those two things, because I love the like the sport and the art of like rapping and wordplay and doing stuff like that, and saying stuff that like I know will probably go over people's heads. Like I want lines to go over people's heads, that way when they listen to it for like the 20th time and they finally hear it and they're like, holy shit, like I still do that with like Eminem songs that I've heard for years. I'll be like, golly, I did not even hear that he said that.
That's
like,
how I am with Wayne.
Like I try
for
to
sure.
write like on that level, like with everything, like whether it's like I said with these songs I'm trying to like sing and stuff, I would still want that level of lyricism in there, but just a different approach to it, I guess. I forgot what your original question was. I got off on a tangent.
I don't even remember what my original question was.
Dude, I was. Oh, I have one. I have one.
Go ahead.
Okay, so like, I guess it's therapeutic. Like, everyone I feel like does like their own therapy. I guess like everyone needs therapy. So like I guess like is this like therapeutic? Like just coming here and then like talking about like your life or personal things that go on.
Bro,
Is that like how you kind of find your peace?
it's super therapeutic, and I'm really kind of just now realizing it for the first time after answering this question, thinking about it. But like it's almost become somewhat so therapeutic that it's like habitual for me. Like when I'm stressed or anything, like my instant reaction, like it's just funny because like I really hadn't thought about this until like just now thinking about it. But like anytime I'm like really stressed about anything, or like if like we're ever like arguing or something, like my like immediate like thought and like reaction is like, all right, I'm gonna open my laptop, like, and it's not even like I'm about to write about this shit or like I'm about to.
Yeah, like
It's just like it's become like such a natural like escape. I'm like, okay, let me just work, like,
yeah, for sure.
because for sure, making that EP, like coming out of that breakup and stuff, like that was. Before then, it wasn't necessarily like therapeutic. It was just what I was doing, like, because I enjoyed it. But then through that whole process is where it became like therapeutic. It became like a real big release, and like that's where I really, like, for the first time was like truly expressing myself and like letting a lot of stuff out. You know what I'm saying? And like kind of since then, that's what it's become. Is like it kind of shifted how the outlet was used. Like became way more of a like a raw place, or like a raw. Like, less of like what we were talking about with like Eminem just kind of saying stuff to say stuff.
Yeah.
Less of like saying stuff just to like say it or like sound good or fit in this, and more of me doing like truly was what I feel, and so like being more
like right.
creative with it.
Cool.
One last question for me.
Sure.
Top 5.
That's the
Currently
worst.
or
No, you're like just his top 5. Who he listens to?
okay. Like so
Okay,
now,
my
I guess.
top 5 who I listen to.
Mm-hmm.
I won't include myself. Honestly, lately, top 5 that I listen to would probably be like Mike, Eminem, Drake, Russ, and Cole.
That made me think of somebody.
But like, there's a lot of Mac, there's a lot of Kendrick, there's a lot of. I don't know. I know I'm missing people. Who am I missing?
Back is nice. You listen to
I mean, a lot of me. Like, leaving, like I said, leaving myself out. But
do you listen to Juice at all? Like
nah, not really. I mean,
Really?
a couple songs, but I just.
Ain't not everybody sad like you, bro.
That's not even that. It's just the fact of
I just wouldn't.
how talented he is.
The thing is, like,
That's
that's why that's the only reason I did start listening to some of his stuff, because how much I heard about how talented he was and stuff, and so I started listening to him more, and I was like, yeah, he has some good songs. But I'm just not like, I'm not a huge fan of his style of music and stuff, like
the emo, like Trippie Redd.
yeah,
like
yeah. I'm just not a
feel
huge. I'm not a huge fan of that. I do kind of like sad boy music, but not that style of it, if that makes sense. It's more along the lines of like Drake stuff.
So like more catered to our age, I guess, because like Juice and them, it's like they talk about like heartbreak, but it's like
it feels like
they're,
younger.
you could tell they're younger.
Yeah.
Like Drake is like, it's just like that adult like.
Because like if you listen to like Drake and Russ and them, and even Cole talk about their inspirations, it's like Eminem and 50 and them. because like even they were like melodic rappers.
Yeah.
Like not as much as Drake and Russ and Cole are, but they were like influences of it. You know what I'm saying? And then like Drake just changed the game with it for sure. Oh, bro. This whole time I haven't even talked about Lil Wayne.
Yeah, I was actually kind of waiting because I was like, I know Kaimon likes Wayne.
I don't know why it just hit me, but I'm tripping. Wayne is in. I don't know who I would have kicked out of the top 5, but Wayne is in it for sure. Get rid of who you need to. I don't know. But guys like that, and so I think like the generation of like Juice and them, like they drew their inspiration from like guys like Drake and them. So it's like a little bit just detached, one more step detached from like what I like prefer, I guess. But
I feel like majority of people drew their inspiration from Wayne. I
mean,
feel like he really changed the game
For sure.
with everything. Face tats,
Mixtapes.
Lil
dreads,
like,
skinny pants, Vans, like the whole skating.
He's the reason like Atlanta is like kind of like he's the reason like Young Thug and Future exists. It's because of Wayne.
Yeah, I mean he's the reason. I mean, not the reason Drake exists, but put Drake on. Like
yeah.
And
he's like only a year or two older than Drake, which is crazy.
He was just in it for a minute.
Yeah, he's been in it since like 13 or some shit. Something crazy. Well, that'll do it for your boys over here at Opinionated. Thank you, Kaimon, for shooting this again.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Glad we got to do it again. Thank you for having us in your studio.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Thank you for being part of the vision and helping him. I know it's not easy. I mean, especially since you're just sitting here all day, not saying nothing. You're just here. But I'm sure he appreciates you being here. Yeah, thank you for having us here.
Yeah, thank you all.
Yeah.
Hope
it's been fun.
Hope y'all enjoy the space. Look forward to doing some more stuff in here.
For sure. Yes, sir.
It's been fun. So keep going. Shout out to Albert too.
Yeah, out here grinding, shooting back to back,
and editing back to back. Look at you.
It's nice being able to do it full time, not having to worry about nothing at home, dude.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
I can't wait to do this like 80 hours a week, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
90 hours. I don't care how long.
Oh yeah. All right, well that'll do it for your boys at Opinionated Podcast from beautiful Rue Studios in Mesa, Arizona. We'll catch you guys next episode.
All your socials came in with an O. Came with a 0.
Kaimon with a 0. Instagram, but you can probably just Kaimon.
It'll pop up.
You'll find it.
Yeah, we'll have all your socials down low. I'm gonna try to put a little bit of the intro of your song that's coming out. What's it gonna be called?
Turn the Night Up.
Turn the Night Up.
Turn the Night Up.
We'll have that at the end of.
For sure, I have the file. So
before the end, it's gonna be in there somewhere.
Yeah. For sure. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But we'll catch our guys next time. Peace.
Peace.